Hi there. Today we need to talk about a game that is actively trying to gaslight you. Back in 1992, Sega released Air Rescue in the arcades. It ran on their System 32 hardware. It was a massive first-person 3D cockpit simulator, and it looked incredible. But if you grew up in Europe, Brazil, or South Korea, you might have walked into a shop, seen that exact same title on a Sega Master System box, and thought, wow, how did they fit that massive 3D arcade experience onto an 8-bit cartridge? Spoiler alert, they didn't. They didn't even try. Instead of a 3D cockpit simulator, the Master System version of Air Rescue is completely different. Suddenly, you get a 2D side-scrolling multi-directional rescue game. If you've played Sega's old Choplifter, this will feel familiar, either as a loving tribute or a straight-up copy, depending on how generous you're feeling. Now, the story here is pure peak 90s action movie logic. A group of world leaders meet to negotiate world peace, because that's what world leaders do in video games. But their conference is violently hijacked by a group called the League for International Revolution. These guys are apparently so dedicated to their cause that they start destroying amusement parks, hijacking airplanes, and burning down skyscrapers, all while taking these poor leaders hostage. Then it's your turn. Before each of the game's 5 stages, you get this really neat sweeping camera view that previews the entire map. It looks incredibly cool and sets a serious, high-stakes military tone. You open up your menu, and you see that you can choose between 4 different weapons and bombs, including a special one to put out fires. You feel like a total badass. You think you're about to fly into a war zone and rain down absolute destruction on a wave of terrorists. And then the gameplay actually starts, and you realize you are essentially flying a highly explosive Coast Guard rescue chopper. This isn't your standard shoot-'em-up. Yes, you can fire at bad guys, but honestly, your weapons just look like awkward pixel splats falling out of your helicopter. The real challenge here, and the main thing you'll be swearing at, is the game's controls. Sanritsu, the developers, decided to aim for a realistic flight. So the chopper has weight, inertia, all that. You need to build up speed, and when you want to stop, forget it, it just keeps sliding. If you so much as graze a wall with your rotor, it's game over. I don't want to admit how many times I flew straight into a random amusement park ride instead of being shot down by actual enemies. But if you actually get the hang of these floaty physics, it's pretty cool. Unlike Choplifter, you don't need to land. Just hover over a hostage, drop a rope ladder, and watch a little stick animation climb to safety. Visually, the game's kind of a mixed bag. The helicopter looks great with nice shading, almost 3D when you turn. The hostages and terrorists, though, honestly, they look like they wandered in from an Atari game. Just blocky white blobs. Backgrounds are a bit bland and washed out, but the level ideas are fun. You get a burning skyscraper, hijacked airport, and my personal favorite, a half-sunk ocean liner. To give credit where it's due, the music is surprisingly awesome. The intro features this heavy, apocalyptic bass line that builds incredible tension, and the in-game tracks keep you properly on edge. It's just a shame the sound effects sound like a broken toaster, which completely saps the impact out of your weapons. Ultimately, Air Rescue is a good, intense challenge, but incredibly short. There are only 5 stages, and once you get the hang of the slippery controls, an experienced player can blast through the entire game in about 15 to 20 minutes. There's not a ton of incentive to come back to it afterward other than bumping up the difficulty level or trying to find the randomized hostage locations. Honestly, it's a weird little relic from the Master System's last years. If they added a couple more levels, fixed the janky collision, and spent some time on backgrounds, this might have been a stone-cold classic. Instead, it's just an odd, slightly frustrating, but fun bit of 90s history. But what do you guys think? Did you ever play Air Rescue on the Master System, or did you get fooled by the arcade cabinet art back in the day? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We put out new videos every single week. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.